All right, so we're coming up to a new year here, and a lot of people make New Year's resolutions. And I would like to encourage some of the dads out there to make your New Year's resolution to be supportive and encouraging to your own children. Don't be disappointed in them. And I'm going to share a bit of my own personal life, a little more than I normally would, just because it's relevant to this and I think it might be helpful to someone. So, my dad's disappointed in me. He's disappointed in my life path. And, that's been very clear to me for a while. And it's like this dark cloud kind of hanging over my spiritual sky, or whatever you want to say. And I take it and I shove it over to the edge of my consciousness. I know it's there, but I just want it to affect me as little as possible. But it's totally this unnecessary negative thing that affects me. Now, he's never directly said to my face, "Jaimie, I am disappointed in your life choices." But he's hinted at it, he's said things and done things that kind of made it clear that that's how he felt. And when he speaks to other family members, he's very clear with them. He's very vocal about the fact that he is disappointed that I've chosen a certain life direction. And the first point I want to make here is that your kids know how you feel about them. Like, I know how my parents feel about me. It doesn't matter if my dad has directly said it to my face or not. I know how he feels about me. And your kids know how you feel about them, and my kids know how I feel about them. So if you're going around sighing, rolling your eyes, thinking it's going unnoticed, no, your kids are noticing. They know how you feel about them, good or bad. So think about that when you think maybe you're kind of hiding your negative feelings toward your kids, because you're not hiding them. That's the first point I want to make. The second point I want to make is something about whether or not you have the right to judge your kids' life choices. Now, there are some things you can judge them on that are fine. If your kid gives a really half-assed effort at something, fine, yeah, judge them on that. Be like, yeah, you really didn't put forth much of an effort. That's kind of disappointing. Doesn't mean you have to beat them up about it. Talk to them about it. Be like, hey, is there anything I can do to help? To maybe give you some more encouragement or whatever, or do I just need to back off and let you figure it out? Or kind of try to help them work through it. But you can be disappointed when they put forth piss poor performance. That's a reasonable thing to do. You can't be disappointed because they chose to do the thing you didn't want them to do. Now, obviously there are exceptions to this. They choose to be a serial killer or something like that. Fine, try to steer them away from that. But if they make a life choice and they're choosing a direction that feels right to them, and they're doing it, and they're doing a good job at it, you don't have a right to decide that you're disappointed in them because they're succeeding at the wrong thing. So basically, if they're running a race and they step off the track halfway through and they're just like, I just feel like quitting, you can be disappointed in that. But if they finished the race and they gave it everything they had, you can't go up to them and be like, you did a really great job, but you didn't do the race I wanted you to do, so I'm disappointed in you. Obviously, you can do that, but that's a stupid thing to do. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of their time. Don't do that. So to give the real life example in my life, I think my dad wants me to make more money and get more prestige and things like that. But if I won the lottery 10 years ago, I would be doing what I'm doing right now. If someone came and gave me $40 million tomorrow, my life wouldn't significantly change because I'm already doing what I want to do, what feels right to me. I'm doing what I think is the right thing. Now, if I had $40 million, I'd probably build a submarine and a giant bomb-proof fortress and do some other more extravagant things, but basically it would be the same stuff. So, your kid's life is theirs to live, and it's their place to choose the path they want to go down. And being disappointed in their life path isn't your job as an adult. Your job as an adult, as their parent, is to help them succeed on whatever path they choose. And if they're choosing a path that makes them miserable, sure, discourage them from that. But if they're choosing a path that makes them happy, just encourage them. Even if you don't understand it, you don't have to understand it. My dad doesn't have to understand what I'm doing here. It doesn't have to make sense to him. That's totally irrelevant. It doesn't matter. When your kids are doing something and they're succeeding, even if you don't understand what it is or why they're doing it, tell them, yeah, that's awesome. Go for it. Be encouraging. And that's the second point I wanted to make. Now the third point is just kind of an end result of your either disappointment or encouragement. As a father, and this is what I think about, in relation to my kids a lot. As a father, I can choose to either be the villain or the hero. So if I go through my life just being disappointed in them, and discouraging, I'm just going to end up becoming this vague villain that they just want out of their life and they don't want to think about. And then when I'm dead and gone, they're just going to have this memory of this guy who didn't matter. On the other hand, I can choose to be encouraging and supportive. And then I'm choosing to be their hero. And my kids will want me in their life. And then when I'm dead and gone, they'll remember this guy who was larger than life and was. And you don't even have to do that much to be the larger than life hero to your own kids, because they're hugely biased toward you. They want you to be this amazing hero. So just being supportive to them will leave them with this idea that you're just this amazing hero. And as a dad, how could you even see a choice there? You can be the villain or the hero. Obviously, choose to be the hero. So, if you're going to make a New Year's resolution and you're a dad, I strongly encourage you to be supportive of your own kids. Don't be disappointed in them. Be proud of them. Let them know that you care and you're there for them, even if you don't understand what they're doing.